Welcome back, and this is still the big story on Quest Television. Remember, today we are going to talk about security concerns in Delta State, Nigeria. In recent news, the Delta State government has taken a significant step forward by appointing two consultancy firms, CDO Plus Consultants and North South Security Limited, to oversee commencement of the Delta State Security Trust Fund. Announced by Mr. Samuel Osasa, Executive Secretary of the Delta State Security Trust Fund, the strategic initiative aims to boost security across the state through innovative public-private partnerships. And to help us talk about this issue is a great man who is here and willing to lend his voice on security concerns in Delta State. Talking about Mr. Tony Ipome. I don't know if I get that name right anyway. Good morning, sir, and many thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me this morning. Good morning, Delta. Good morning, Nigeria.
All right, so I think I get the name right.
Tony
Ipemo. All right, thank you so much. Now, because for one of time, we just need to move forward to the question and answer segment for us to talk about issues of security concerns in Delta State. Now, very quickly, can you provide an overview of the Delta State Security Trust Fund and maybe the reasons that give rise to this?
All right, thank you very much. All over the world today, we realize that security is everybody's business, and then every day it's evolving. Once upon a time, it was armed robbery and all of that, but these days, you hardly hear of armed robbery. It has evolved into kidnapping. We've seen small recruitment, it has evolved into other crimes. We hear banditry, we hear all of that, terrorism and the rise and all of that. And then combating these crimes are not the conventional way of combating. Various governments have realized that it's not going to work. And then we have to evolve. Serious government have to involve on how do we combat security, and then they started introducing certain levels of kinetic, of advanced security methods, talking about the use of technology and all of that. And these technologies doesn't come cheap. Acquisition of this equipment, the security equipment, does not come cheap. And then we thought that what do we do? First, let's provide solutions to the security problem, challenges. We approached the federal government. We had a meeting with this strong presentation with His Excellency the Vice President. And then here, they were very okay. We were excited with the level of technology that we're introducing to security in Nigeria. And then the directive was, okay, start it in a state first. Let's test run your ability. And then we told you, let's use our states. And then we also made some presentation with Delta State government, and we was, this is good. This will reduce insecurity to the very, very minimum. But then we have the government today who says, whose one major policy for now is that it's not going to loan taking. We want to manage its debt. And then there's no.
Okay, the government are the federal or the state government?
The state government today, they are not interested in taking any loan to do anything, as much as they are very interested in getting this latest security gadgets to secure their state. And then what do? We need to go back. There's been this law that's been there since 2013. It was established first in 2013, the Delta State Security Trust Fund, and then by 2016, it was amended. That's the law establishing the Delta State Security Trust Fund. Now we have men of repute who are managing the fund. The primary responsibility of that fund is to get resources from both the government and the private sector to be able to assist, to acquire, to train and retrain security personnel, acquire equipment and acquire technology to actually support the various security apparatus and systems that we have in the state. and that they've been doing. But by the time we came in and said, "Look, these are latest way, kinetic way of handling security, getting AI cameras, getting drones and all of that, installing them in strategic place in the state to be able to monitor, build a command and control center. In all of this, it is going to cost a whole lot. And then if you are looking at that bill, it is not something any government can afford readily. So the idea was now to get consultants who will help us interface with the public and see how to get funding for the security trust fund that we invariably use the same fund to fund and acquire some of these technology, latest technology to get to be installed everywhere in the state, and then we can have a safer Delta for them. And the government jumped into it, and about 2-3 weeks ago, 2 consultants were brought in, and then we'll be given the mandate to go out there and get the public to know that this is what we have to do. Everybody has to contribute to ensure that our investments are safe, that our properties are safe, our lives are safe. So that's the mandate we have been given, and by the grace of God, we are at the stage of ensuring that we do a lot of public enlightenment right now, so that the people will know this is what the plans of the government. Please, we encourage them to contribute. And I must say at this point that whatever we are doing, we do not have a mandate to tax anyone. It is an appeal, it's a contribution, it's a donation that we are
kind of a voluntary.
God bless you. It is better for you to make a donation to secure your property than to pay ransom. I think the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics a fortnight ago came up with over 9 trillion that was used, Nigeria paid as ransom in 2024. And that if you have that, if you put that into getting this equipment, I'm sure it will be far less to be able to acquire this. So why go that route if we can make some donation really, and then we can get this equipment and we can all sleep properly.
Okay. Well, you are the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Idea Plus Consultancy.
Idea Plus.
Okay.
Idea Plus.
Idea Plus Consultancy Forum, which also your agency is also consulted for this project. Now, since we're talking about voluntary donations and it has to do with finances, just before we go to the next question, around which or how much approximately maybe is the agency looking forward to be able to get this gadget at least to be able to carry out this project?
For security reasons, we will not be able to say this is after the total cost of the project, but it's huge. These things are reported to be buy them in dollars. So we talk of millions of dollars. And when you are converting, you know how much that is rolling into. So for us, it may not be the fact that we are looking at getting all of that in 1 year. It's a continuous system. Annually we just write everyone, please, let us secure our assets, let us secure our investment, let's secure our property, let's secure our lives. So please, you can make an annual donation. The organization today requests it and say, okay, we are donating to this cause, to secure us. You just look at your capacity and say, okay, this is what we can be doing annually for the cost of this. And then we acknowledge it, and then the government of Delta State will acknowledge the fact that you are also contributing. And then you have a responsibility to ask questions, how the money is used, how we are faring, and all of that.
Okay. Well, you have listened to the MD. What he's saying is voluntary donations. If you have anything that you wish to contribute to the security structure in Delta State, as His Excellency Governor Sheriff Obariwari is trying to ensure that the Deltans are safe from banditry and robbery, as we move forward. So they're still open for that. Now, how do public-private partnerships, PPPs, contribute to enhancing security within Delta
And
State?
what we're doing right now, why we as the private sector operators approach the government. This is a challenge. Insecurity is a challenge everywhere in the world today. Then let's bring it back home. This is a challenge, and this is what we can do. We have these partners who can provide X, Y, Z. We can establish this. We can train people to manage. We can have the command and control center from state application of it, because we are also in other states. A fortnight ago, Enugu State had their commission by the president who commissioned their command and control center. We are also conducting for that, in parts of the security issues. And then we say, this is what we can do. We can help the government. Before now, only the government has been funding the security trust fund. So on their own, they just the minimal money they get, they do the little they can, acquire vehicles. Recently, the governor of Delta State acquired some vehicles, gave it to the police and some other security agencies. But this goes beyond just acquiring vehicles, acquiring walkie-talkie and all that. That usually is the thing. But these days, we go technology. Some of the criminals are not so advanced.
Okay.
But you have to be ahead of them. You have to plan, you have to be ahead of them. So that's why we're going to kinetic. When you get an AI camera that is installed somewhere, anywhere here, that picks and identifies everybody's movement. The camera we're talking about does not record all everything it sees. It is activated by irregular movements, activities. That somebody is not supposed to be at that place. The person, if somebody is there, it picks and begins to record. And once it does that, it gives you an identity.
Who was there?
It gives you an ID. It just gives you a code that's an ID. So if you do anything there, you kidnap, you steal, you do anything there. Wherever you are in the country, that ID is pointing on the command and control center. You understand? So you are picked by a call. Look at this person, see where it is now. Cameras that see through the walls.
Okay, through the walls.
Camera that sees through the wall and sees you and see there, whatever you are doing, it picks it. Camera that can record in a vehicle, pick your voice, gives you, zoom you, camera that works even at night, that will record like day. There's no difference between daytime and nighttime with the level of cameras. So you are seen, you are given an identity, you are traced, anyway. You just see all your movement. You are committed where.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Now, to come in now, you said something very striking, and I think maybe we should throw a bit of light there. You talked about the camera giving you a particular identity. I want to know, does that have to, does the cameras now identify you based on your NIN, or it just generates its own identity?
It generates an identity for you, and that becomes your identity. So if you come to Ngolu, for instance, and do any criminal activities, because you have done that, it gives you the identity. So even when you are in Warri, when you are anywhere else, it is shown this guy on this code that I have given to you anyhow. This is where he is now as we speak. He's inside an hotel in DSC roundabout in Warri, and these and all that. So the next thing is call the police there, give him the precise address, go and pick this guy, the one that did this crime at this place. You understand? So these are kinetic solutions to security. They are latest solutions. That the world is. We have our Chinese partners who are providing all of these. So if we are doing this, we have these solutions in our hand. But like I said, they are not cheap. They are very capital intensive. And if they are, then the government cannot do it. Let's have the opportunity to also donate to help the government to solve it. Security is every man's business.
Okay.
So that's what we are looking at. So we want to provide these solutions and we want to be sure that everybody is safe. Because I'm sure that if today a kidnapper knows that the guy who kidnapped yesterday, by this morning he has been picked, and another one happens, everybody will begin to say, what's happening? Don't go to Delta.
Yeah.
You want to don't just go there. We don't know those people that they're the ones.
Yeah.
You do one for here today, tomorrow they don't pick you.
They'll pick you from anywhere.
They don't pick you up. No hiding place anymore. But these things, like I said, takes a lot of finances to do.
Okay, now we heard the call by the NLC that I'm talking about, removing the Minister of Power, Debayo Delabu, maybe primarily because of the constant collapse of the grid and all that. Now, if you heard what Adelabu said, he talked about vandalism of the products, the gadgets, equipment at the plant and all the time. So if we're talking about mounting cameras in strategic areas, because this is an issue of security, I know, which maybe you might not be willing to say all that, but do we mount these cameras maybe somewhere visible, or do they just hang in the air, or do they stay somewhere? Because Nigerians are good in making something malfunction. Remember the story of card reader machine in Nigeria?
Sure.
People still find a way into the card reader. Now, how do we mount these cameras?
For security reasons, I may not want to go into details, but you'll be amazed that you won't know, because a camera can be mounted somewhere around the head bridge. That is the entire camera. The camera are big, that their lengths are about 4 feet. The lengths about 4 feet by 4 feet. That tiny length that you see, 4 feet by 4 feet, mounted somewhere, and it picks the whole of maybe half of it, half two of that. One is taken from this side, and the other one is taken from this side of Akaba. The whole of Akaba is covered. Then you monitor every activity from the multiple screens in a command and control center. So you see the entire Oshimili South local government. You understand? So if we have that like that, maybe 2 in virtually every local government, you have covered the entire Delta state. All you can monitor from the screen. While we are doing that, we are also putting people together to train them on how to manage these systems. So of course that will also generate some level of employment
for those who are employed to manage
them and all of that.
Okay.
So we'll train them and then they do all of that. While that is going on, so it's easy to the police work becomes less of bossing, arresting, like that, and you must be strategic in when you are going to pick someone. You are picking the person, it's not guesswork, it's already it's already obvious that that you committed this crime. So when they are picking you up, you just know you are going in for your crime. So it's not about trying to trace him, follow him, drive like just born on the street, chase someone and all that. Let him be. That's where he's relaxing, just cross. Just come with me, I want to see. You understand? So it's a lot easier now. But like I said, it is really, really, coming cheap. And then to help the government to raise that kind of money, everybody has to make one level of contribution or the other.
Okay. Now, this is also one thing I was thinking maybe we'll talk about. Now, in terms of, I know since you mentioned cameras, what has been ringing the bell in my heart is the powering of such gadgets. For instance, maybe using electricity or solar energy. And maybe during the rains, do we have anything that will disturb the cameras? Or maybe during the storm for too long? The durability of these gadgets and the viability of them being able to sustain for appreciable time.
Because of the unique nature of Nigeria with our power system, a lot of these systems are powered with solar, and then they have very minimal charging capacity. You just in less than if the battery is going down, there are alternatives. For instance, the battery, the camera is shutting down. It's passing before it shuts down. It passes the information to the next camera. Before that one is charged in very few minutes. It's charged again. It continues. So they interact. That's why they are all AI empowered, enhanced camera. So they act like humans. You understand? And then let me just give you all the let me reserve all the details for.
I think because of
action.
security reasons, actually.
Yeah.
Now, the other aspect I was thinking maybe we should clear more light is the situation with, you talked about voluntary contributions and all that. So I believe since the state government is not willing to go into the loans and the project is highly financially consuming, in that situation. Now, if anybody wants to make this donation, do they pass through the state government or come directly to your agency?
We have been engaged to handle that aspect. When we write you, we give you the state government, the Delta State Security Trust Fund account number. So you pay into that account, so it's a government account. That's what we do. Yes, we have our arrangement backdoor where, for every money you collect, you have this level of percentage and all of that. But then all money goes into the Delta State Security Trust Fund.
Okay. All right. So at the moment, since the commencement of this project, and maybe there is always that little blow. They say the child is born, the child starts sitting, and then maybe he crawls and starts standing and starts with the step, and maybe he runs as the legs are stronger. So right now, maybe the crawling nature and the little resources injected into the project by the state government, can we say that maybe we might just get some of them with the hope that as the improvement comes, maybe we can get more? At the moment, can we say we can start at least at the moment?
Yes, we are implementing this project in phases. Yeah. At this level, we are creating the public awareness that I'm in the studio to let the people know that this is what is happening. And just 2 weeks ago that we signed the MOU and we presented to the public to see these companies that are engaged to handle this and all of that. And then we're creating the awareness now. We are establishing our operational base. We are ensuring that we strategize to ensure that we cover the whole of Delta, getting everybody on deck, approaching unions, trade unions, various associations to say, please, this is what we are doing. That's the stage we are now. I'm sure from next month we'll move into the other stage of, begin to write everybody to say, this is the situation. So I'm sure by March, first quarter of this year, we'll be able to sit down and do an evaluation of how far. And then by June, we'll also sit down again, do an evaluation on our performance, and all of that. And I'm sure by June, July, we are beginning to say, okay, this level, people are contributing and all of that.
Okay. Well, now can you, because since we said that some other states have already started the implementation or making use of your consultancy, do you care to talk about maybe some of the achievements recorded so far, maybe in terms of some arrests or maybe in terms of viability of everything?
If you follow the news very carefully, you see that as at yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, a lot is happening in Anambra State. With the demolition of hotels and all
Yes,
of that.
discovery of
That's
massive
our,
graves.
that's
and
our
everything.
handwork.
Wow,
That's our handwork.
wow.
We're there, every state wants us right now because everybody is getting to know with what we're doing. That's our handwork.
Wow, that's lovely.
Thank you.
Well, as students back then, Nigerians love more. They understand the subject more when examples are mentioned.
Yeah,
At least we
exactly.
mentioned Anambra State.
Yes.
That was, I think,
That's our neighbors. So.
yeah, we heard that story yesterday when they said that massive graves. And so maybe, I think the cruise, is it cruise, La Cruz Hotel?
Yes.
Yeah, the nickname like that.
Very correct.
We heard that
Very
yesterday.
correct.
Now, what are the plans generally? Because we want of time, we're actually trying to approach our destination point. Now, are there some certain detail maybe we just didn't talk about yet? You want to mention that?
If you want to reach out to us for inquiries on how you can do that, you can reach us on 00-386-32362. You'll be getting on live with one of us who is going to answer every question on how you can contribute, how you can be part of it, and all of that. We have our office in the 5 Ikemokopo, process at the GRA here in Asaba, Hokmanam Road. That's where we have our office, and then we are open 24 hours to receive any inquiries that anyone who wants to make concerning how they can make contributions to the security trust fund.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. The Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Hidaya Plus Consultancy Firm, Mr. Tony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who is actually here. Now, just before I let you go, I wanted to talk about the response of the federal government so far, because this is about insecurity. Lots of Nigeria, if you heard the news recently, we said that there was a fierce gun battle between the Boko Haram sect and some military personnel, where some soldiers lost their lives, and also the bandits too. So if security is a threat to Nigeria, I think that is also one of the things that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is focused in ensuring that property and lives are saved. Now, what is the response of the federal government so far, given the...
when we made our presentation with our partners, our foreign partners and all of that, to the Vice President, we also invited him over to China to see for himself firsthand some of the equipment, how they work and all of that. Today, it is the same company, our partners that are securing more than 36 countries, including Dubai. So we saw that was the first. So we actually came to China, saw all of this, and by the time we came back, thought that okay, the best thing to do to make us very sure that this thing will be able to work, go and try in the nuclear from states. We take 1 or 2 states, let it work there so that we can now say, okay, this is the model that brought it is working in Nigeria, because in time past, you will not blame the government. We have had people come make very brilliant presentations. And you can, one example is the traffic cameras installed in Abuja during the dying days of President Goodluck Jonathan, with all the money expended. As we speak, that project is almost a white elephant project today. It's nowhere to, with all the money expended. So they want to see it work properly. So now that we have started in Delta, in Anambra, we're pushing to a few states like that in the south. I'm sure in the fortnight they will ask us to return. Let's begin to plan the entire nation where we can do that. Don't also forget that security is not just about securing the place. There are quite a lot of other political interests also in it. So it's something you really take your time to look and apply a lot of caution and wisdom in handling. So we're expecting that by the time we are done fully, Delta is operating and we are doing all of that, and Anambra fully integrated, one or two other states that we're working on already, fully integrated. I'm sure they will call us to say, please come and cover the rest of the nation on the federal government bill.
Okay. Now, since this is going to be a security kind of thing here, and it bothers the public, I'm talking about Nigerians. Now, what is the role of the public in supporting this project? What do you think the public should do? Maybe Nigerians should also do on their part also to assist this project, apart from the financial.
Before now, people have been calling, please encourage or support the security agency by giving information. The criminals are our brothers. The people who go out to commit crimes are people who live among us. A lot of times we see that, because of relationship, you do not want to say, you do not want to speak. That we have to start that campaign of see something, say something. We have to do all of that and see. Give out information that will help to start. While we are trying to establish this kinetic system, before then, go ahead and you see something, you say something, report and give information that will help to make all of us safer. Because if you think it doesn't concern you now, it will invariably concern you. For one person who is taken out, for one person who is kidnapped and killed, the ripple effect among children who are going to school, the person could be a breadwinner to quite a number of people who are not aware it's connected to. You could be sitting here now and you are paying somebody's school fees, you are not announcing it. If anything happens to you now, that person's future is jeopardized. So whether directly or indirectly, insecurity affects all of us. So we must all put our hands in there to ensure that we give information, we give support, you try as much as possible. Now we are talking about contributing and do your part, contribute to see that these things happen. We have the solution already, but the solution is not something anyone can afford easily. So please, let's do, because any government who says, I can afford it and put all this money there, would end up having other segments and sectors suffer. Infrastructure, human capital development, health, and all of that. They could suffer for you to be able to afford this. But for you to be able to spread it and everyone is happy, so let's join hands to ensure that this security part of it will all contribute and let it happen, and then can all sleep and be sure that criminality and crime, except for those who are benefiting from it, will ensure that we wipe everybody and get everybody safe, clean. Let everybody begin to think of better ways of getting money and making a living instead of crime and criminality.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Hadea Plus Consultancy Firm. Thank you very much, Mr. Tony Pemu, for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
Well, viewers, you've heard what he said. They are calling on the spirited individuals and the people who have love for humanity and security of Nigeria to come forward and support the project by peaceful and voluntary donations to see that we support the state government. And His Excellency Governor Sheriff Oberuwari is also trying, but he said we do not want to borrow monies. We'll make use of what we have at our own disposal. So we can support our governor and also the security consultancy firms to ensure that the lives of Nigerians are safe. Many thanks for watching. The Big Story returns tomorrow, time 8 o'clock. Remember, sports will be coming your way in a short while. Please stay with us. My name is Cyrus.